Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Kings College Wrestling and a guy who's been with the program an awful long time. We won't even get into the years, but Ned McGinley. Ned, a nice group of guys this year for your team and some local talent you have and some guys really stepping up for you. And the regional tournament is coming up. I know you're very excited about hosting that. Let's first talk about that, which happens on Sunday.
Right, Sunday, March 2nd. It starts at 9 o'clock in the morning with the finals coming around 5 o'clock in the evening.
Well, Coach, tell us about getting that event and what that's going to be like, because that's always going to be a fun time of year it is.
Yeah, it's that time of year when wrestling the individual aspect of wrestling takes over. And I think that's very important. Even the team that has not had a great, successful dual meet season, and we certainly haven't, but can get together and get their individuals to the next level and even to the national tournament, which is where these guys will go if they place in the top 3 at this tournament.
Let's talk about some of the talent that you have, Coach, on this team. Tommy Desir is one of those guys that's undefeated all year long.
Right. He's 24-0. He's won 4 tournaments, and he has just been excellent all year. He's very quick, very strong. He's got a real challenge in the number one ranked guy in the country in the tournament, and he, of course, himself is ranked number 5 in the country. So it should be a wing game for him. We'll see what happens. But I'm very confident in Tommy's abilities, especially in a one-up match.
Well, tell us about, you mentioned his quickness. What makes him so good? You've had some really good wrestlers, individual wrestlers, come through the Kings program, but tell us about what makes him so good.
Well, a lot of them were quick. If you look at the Morgan brothers, without question, Jimmy was quick, and he didn't look that way. He kind of rolled you to sleep, and then he was quick. And then his brother was a 2-time national champion for us, and he is an exceptionally quick and was more of a sturdy and kind of patient. And Tommy is one of those guys who is so quick and looks quick. He looks explosive, whatever position he's in. So his opponents always have to keep an eye on him, and that he's not going to just attack out of nowhere. He's not going to create an angle of attack. So he's fun to watch, and he's fun to watch come after the guy.
Next guy we'll talk about is Shane Stark. He's out of Lake Lehman, and Shane's had a real nice year for Kings. Right.
He was injured the whole early half of the year. He badly injured his ankle, actually preseason working out, and he didn't come back until the 1st of January. And he has just been explosive over the last couple of weeks. He's a very powerful, big, strong guy at the weight class, and he placed in the States in Pennsylvania, and he's really quite a wrestler. And a local guy, he went to Lehigh his first year, redshirted, and then came back to Kings. And of course, has done a great job for us, and we're hoping to get him back next year for that redshirt year that he lost. He'll go to graduate school.
We're talking with Ned McGinley here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Well, you do have some senior talents as well, Coach. Gordon Custer is one of those seniors.
Right. He's a great kid, Gordon. He's a 157-pounder, very, very long. He's long, and he attacks from a low position all the time. He's a great kid to be around. He's a 3.7 GPA in biology, and he has really had a great senior season after having a couple of years when his academic level caused him to have less focus on wrestling, which we all know it. NCAA Division III is what it's supposed to be all about. You're a student first, of course.
And then you have Seba Today Turbo. Tell us about him.
Another really powerful kid. He's a 2-sport athlete, and then he plays football. He's pulled back on the football team, which had a wonderful run this year for 5 straight games. And then Seba is also another one of those great students for us, and he is already working on an ITT project for the school on the new buildings. So really, Seema's going to have a really good situation in life, I'm believing. He loves being around here. He's originally from New Jersey, but he's really happy he's got a chance to stay in the area.
Ned McGinley, tell us about these student athletes at Kings. They're really doing a fantastic job. And another one you have is Chris Mazaki.
Right, Kristen is a great kid. He's the hardest worker on the team, probably. He's there in the morning. He's there in the afternoon. He's the one kid we have to Pablo has to control his weight the whole time, and he has just had a great season, probably his best ever. He's a very happy guy. He's going to be back to help coach with us next year, and I'm really happy to have a guy with Christian's attitude. Just a very tough weight class, 149, but he doesn't have to beat all 5 good guys. He's got to beat 2 of them, though. So it'll be a war, but it's going to be a great weight class to watch.
And then you got James Scarantino, a young man who's a sophomore, and he's really having a nice year as well, Coach.
Right, and he is just a great kid. Jamie's one of those kids who never misses a practice. He's always there, and he has had a great season since he's starting to build himself into a 125-pounder. He was a 106-pounder at Pittston area, and he's really come around, and now is a presence at 125.
Well, Coach, you're going to have some presence there next Sunday at Kings, hosting the regional tournament, and rooting for guys from Kings, and also some guys from northeastern Pennsylvania, and hoping that some guys from Wilkes could get through and send some people to nationals. That'd be great. So, Coach McGinley, thank you for taking some time out and joining us here on the show.
No problem, John. Thank you very much.
All right, you got it. That's Ned McGinley here from Kings College on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.